Ninjago City is the gift that keeps on giving. When that first model came out, if you told me that there would be at least 3 more, I never would have believed you. Yet here we are, and this awesome sub-theme of Ninjago is going as strong as ever. The 4th addition to this modular series is the Ninjago City Markets. It's the biggest expansion yet, taking up 2 32 by 32 base plates. And much like the others, it has a ton to offer, and I can't wait to show you more. So let's take a closer look. This set was sent to me early by the LEGO group to review, but you can pick yours up from LEGO.com starting on June 1st, so long as you are a VIP member. Like I mentioned earlier, Ninjago City Markets is the 4th in the series of Ninjago City modulars, and it is the largest one yet. I've always loved what this particular mini-series of sets has had to offer. It really seems as if LEGO just lets their designer loose and come up with something absolutely crazy. We saw it last year with the gardens, and the same thing is happening here again with the markets. The set comes with an impressive 21 minifigures. We have the latest version of Lloyd and this rather menacing looking ninja costume. In similar garb is Nia. And then we get one of my favorite minifigures in the set, Detective Zane. Even though it's a relatively simple outfit, I mean the pants don't even have printing, I really love that torso print. Unfortunately, he does tend to blend in with the streets of Ninjago City as they are light bluish gray as well. But on his own, he looks awesome. Next we have Blacksmith Kai. He does have his own shop on this set, which we'll take a look at in a moment. We have Urban Aaron, who I'm guessing is from the new Dragons Rising show, along with Urban Sora, who's got some delightful colors and printing on her minifigure. One of the craziest figures in this set has to be Miss Demeanor, who's complete with this jetpack flamethrower device, which is pretty sweet. Her torso and pants are done in gunmetal gray too, which is really rare to see and looks really great when paired with the red. In this set, we also have Hound Dog McBragg, Camille, Cyrus Borg, sporting a gray wheelchair, Dareth. Racer 7 is rather noteworthy in that she is a hardcore Bionicle fan by the looks of it, carrying a Bionicle canister and Bionicle figurine with her everywhere she goes, and she also has a pretty epic Bionicle shirt. I think that's going to be a popular torso print. We have the reporter Gail Gossip and cameraman Vinny Folson, plus a sushimi chef, a baker, a boat vendor, street vendor, an additional Borg store employee, and a tea vendor for our market area. The minifigure lineup is rounded off with the Dojo Kid, the only figure in the set who actually has short legs. There is so much to talk about here, so we better just start talking. And let's just take a look at the base of this beautiful set. It remains consistent with the other city expansions, and it uses the same techniques for the water imitating the depth through the use of different colored greens. And yes, there are no shortage of 1x2 transparent blue tiles on top of this thing. While you might think that would be a tedious part of the build, I found it very similar to what I do with my Minecraft modules, and it became very satisfying very fast watching this water come together. In the water, you'll see various details such as the lime green foliage and the relatively new lime green frog, which came with the latest Disney CMF. There's actually several of those frogs hidden throughout this set, which is kind of fun. Working our way inwards, we come across the market, which is a very large open area, which is rather unusual for a Ninjago City set, which historically have been just absolutely jam-packed and cluttered with details. It's nice to actually have some breathing room for once, and I think in the larger context of the other sets, this will feel like a nice breath of fresh air. It's here where we find the markets, which give the set its name. Now, I will probably say that much like Ninjago City Gardens and Ninjago City Docks, markets is only a small part of what is happening in this set. Just like the single tree that gave Gardens its name was a pretty small part of that set, and like the 2 wooden docks of Docks were a pretty small part of what made up that set. Much like the Ninjago City sets that came before it, this set is a treat for the LEGO fan. And that's not just Ninjago fans. There are Easter eggs and tidbits for people who have been building with LEGO for a long time. And discovering them throughout this build process is an absolute delight. There's techniques and parts here that you just don't see in any other theme. This open space in the middle features a number of different vendors, starting off here on the left with our bakery, then working our way back to the corner is Kai's Blacksmith. Then we have some fruits and veggies vendors with our boat vendor and the stand behind. And then working our way over, we have a tea vendor here. And in the middle of all this is this beautiful bridge, which makes use of some of the craziest parts I've ever seen, including this Technic fender, these interesting elemental pieces in red, one of those rounded shields, and some Technic flex tubing too. And it's all done at an angle over the water, seamlessly covering the gaps on both sides, which is fantastic. Off here to the left and around the back, you can actually see inside some of the shops. And what's really interesting about this set compared to the others that have come before it is that rather than everything coming apart, in order to make sure this model is more structurally sound, you actually can take off the walls and look inside these interiors that way. The only other Ninjago City set that I have is Gardens, and carrying the thing around was a bit nerve-wracking. Contrast that with this set, which has a much larger footprint, but still feels so much easier to carry around. So in the instance of the bakery, the whole interior actually slides out, and you can see all the delightful things going on inside. There's plenty of baked goods, a rolling pin, and a beautiful brick-built oven. And there's even the stairs that lead up to the next floor. Interestingly enough, they make use of the wand box piece introduced with Diagon Alley a few years ago. The interior above the bakery can be pulled out as well. And this, of course, must be where the baker lives. There's a nice brick-built bed with a lamp off to the side made of one of the baby Minecraft heads. I really love how the windows are done for the exterior of this portion of the build. They're brown fence pieces. And just with the way it's built, it's kind of hard to tell what it's made out of until you actually build this for yourself. I think that's a really clever part usage. Great stuff. Working our way around the side, there is a small apartment above Kai's Blacksmith. This time, rather than the full interior sliding out, you can pull off the wall and see inside. There's some really great shelf detailing, a desk, a bed, and a grandfather clock. I really like how this interior looks, super warm and cozy. Beneath that is Kai's Blacksmith. This has no wall on the back, it is just open up to the water so you can easily see inside. There's some tools, a really unique furnace build, an anvil, and then a barrel of water too. As we work our way around the back, we get to this light teal building in the corner. One thing that my Minecraft fans will appreciate is the use of a Minecraft mob head, specifically an unprinted spider head, as a mailbox. Of course, the underside of that is hollow, so you can actually stick a piece of mail in that head. That is genius part usage. The back wall of this building does come off to reveal another beautiful interior. There's so many details in this shop, including a coal nano figure. And much like nano figures in other sets, you actually do get an extra one too, which is great. Above the Borg shop is a little apartment, which we'll take a look at later. It's a little hard to see in there without taking a few things apart. And then we work our way back up to the front here. This area is where you board our gondola. And this is an actual functioning part of the set. It's great to see such a dynamic play feature in a set of this size. A big focus of this build is the accessibility, as that has been the complaint of modulars and Ninjago City buildings in the past. How do you get from level to level in this crazy city? And this little sky bus provides an excellent option. The designer even went so far as to add a folding path in front of it, which can be open and closed to allow room for the gondola. They are operated separately, but still a great feature nonetheless. That will drop you off on the second layer. Above the boarding station here is a nice bonsai cherry tree. It actually does have cherries in it in some beautiful pink and white colors. This would feel right at home in Ninjago City Gardens. At the base of this white and lime building is a cell phone store. It can be accessed by removing the back wall, and there's actually plenty of room on this base floor, though not too much going on in the interior. That's okay, it's nice to have some room in these interiors for once. If you head to the back door, you can actually get on an elevator which will take you to the second level of this individual building. I was especially delighted by the Easter egg of the sticker here. The control panel is in the style of the classic M-Tron control 1x1 tiles. I've even got one of the old sets built that you can compare with here. Really great stuff. On this second story is a much smaller interior. It's just an office, but still really nice. We can release the elevator to go straight back down, and then we can continue our walk to the other side of the set. The walkway here is pretty simple, but there's some fun parts. Of course, you probably noticed the trans bright green garage door pieces used as railings, and there's this great archway for figures to walk underneath. On the other side is our largest interior space. It's this purple, dark blue, turquoise building, and it's something like a ninja lounge. In the side, we have all sorts of great minifigure scale accessories, such as a jukebox, which uses some printed crown coins that originally showed up in a CMF, even though you can't see them at all. It's just a fun little way that the designer snuck in a valuable part. We've got our pool table, which is the most complicated pool table build I've seen yet, but really looks great. And then we have a karaoke station in the back, plus plenty of other details jotted all around. It's great that there's so much space in here, and I love the transparent purple used for the windows. Of course, all the way around this, there is a walkway with plenty of advertisements. I'm sure Ninjago fans will be able to pick out a million Easter eggs on these. To access this last top layer, you'll take a staircase which you can find in the back right of the city. You'll find some sort of shrine to Jay. Did Jay die? Anyway, it features one of those beautiful nano figures, and you do get an extra one of him too. We have a sushimi shop, on top of which is this really fun squid design. The body of the squid here is made with that new Iron Man headpiece. That kind of caught me off guard, but I think it's a great part usage. That's what these sets are known for, after all. There's all sorts of fun sushi pieces inside the little building, and you can open or close the window too, which is kind of fun. In the back is the most controversial part of this set, of course, and that's the toilet. Now, you might be familiar with the feature associated with the toilet, and that's that it can actually flush. You can put a little 1x1 round brown tile in there and flush it down into the waters of Ninjago City. And yes, I agree with Jang Bricks, that's pretty disgusting. But what's incredible is that that 1x1 tile goes from this building here all the way down over here. It's such an impressive and well integrated build. After you build it for yourself, it's hard not to love it. The only thing that's rather difficult is getting your little poop tile into the toilet. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on the poop feature too much longer. If you build it, I think you'll respect how much work went into making that actually happen. You can open up a panel on the back of that bathroom section to actually see the mechanism that makes it all work. And while most of the bottom layer is stuck in place to preserve the structural integrity of the entire model, you can actually take off some sections like the other Ninjago City sets. You can take off a rather substantial section too, this big L shape that goes all the way across. And this is probably going to give us the best means to access that last interior that we haven't looked at yet. And it is a really simple interior, but I like it a lot. The bunk bed design is great, and as crowded as it is, it makes effective use of that space, cramming in details wherever the designer could find room. Everywhere you look in a set like this, you're gonna find something to love. I said the same thing of Ninjago City Gardens, but these sets are some of the most fun to put together. Multiple instruction booklets too mean that you can build this with a friend or friends, and you're all gonna have a hoot doing so. If you do own other Ninjago City sets, you will find this a very worthy continuation of this mini-series. The experience here is legitimately unparalleled in any other set I build. I've got Rivendell here behind me, and as much as I enjoyed that build, it's got nothing on Ninjago City. So there you go. That's our look at Ninjago City Markets. What do you think of this particular expansion, and how does it rank amongst the other three? Let me know. Anyways, have yourself a fantastic life, and I'll see you next time.